got this actually in the middle of the night. And I thought this would be good to read so you could see it from another angle. So this is a direct excerpt from another book. I am reminded of a verse from Krishnamurti who says, "In the world, one becomes one's own enemy and begins to treat everyone else with hostility. Because of your own perversity, you begin to look upon everyone else perversely. You project your own faults onto other people. And as a result, you begin to see faults even in those who have none, and you begin to see impurities even in those who are really pure. Whatever man does for or against another, he really does for or against himself." I'm reminded of a story of a palace of mirrors as told by Swami Ramatirtha. A large, violent, and brutal dog got into a palace full of mirrors. He should have been allowed to go in, but somehow he did. He was surrounded by mirrors on all sides. He ran in one direction and he saw many dogs running at him. He ran in another direction and he found just as many dogs running at him. Then he ran in a different direction and he found just as many dogs running for him from that direction. And then frightened, he ran a third direction and he saw the same thing. He looked upwards and he saw many dogs looking down at him, and they frightened him. He stopped running and he wondered what he could do to save himself, and he began to bark in sheer terror. And he barked and he barked and he barked, and he found thousands of dogs barking back at him from all sides. And this enraged him. It made him mad. He began to jump up and down, and thousands of dogs around him jumped up and down. He kept jumping up and down, and finally, he collapsed. The watchman found the corpse and threw it outside. This is exactly the condition of everyone in the world. There is no place for me too. It's us, we, team. Don't be the barking dog. You won't get ahead, and you'll be miserable. And it's not worth it. And all the women in this room are so supportive. And we've all been there, and we've all had bad days, and we've all cried in our cars, and we've all had crappy meetings, and we've all had great days where we did something great. Women should also support each other, help each other. You want to know how to get to the promotion? Ask the older woman, dear God, she knows how to do it. And if you're younger and you see somebody next to you, bring her up. Go side by side as peers. It's really important that we work together as women and we promote and support each other through this thing called work, but it's also really important that we join the men. Why would we not join the men?